the XFL seems to be folded in half, as in broken, as in done. Last week, we had the news break that they were suspending operation, and then that people were being furloughed and laid off, and then a staffer told ESPN, it's done. We no longer have jobs, and we have no expectation of coming back in 2021, which sucks, right? For a number of reasons. The first of which is I hate that people are losing their jobs. I don't like that anybody's losing their job. I don't like that anybody is getting furloughed. And now we're approaching, my goodness, 7 million people filed for unemployment benefits last week. And I hate that. So that's one. The second is I wanted spring football like you wanted spring football. And it was not a stupid thing to bet against spring football because nobody's achieved it. Nobody's made it work. Nobody has made it work on television. Going back to the USFL and on and on and on it goes, right? The latest iteration of the XFL 2.0, where Vince McMahon was so intent on trying this again that he did a complete flip 180 from pro wrestling as football to football as football. And he had Oliver Luck going on television and radio to say, no, we are about football. We are a developmental league. We do not compete with the NFL. We want to give football fans a chance to watch football in the spring and make professional football a year-round sport that you can consume as opposed to turning, the next 8 months following the Super Bowl into, well, not 8 months, 6 months into off-season central, right? And I enjoyed that. But again, it hit everybody. The virus stopped a lot of things, but the momentum for the XFL was also waning because at the beginning, they were getting about 2.5 million viewers on average. By the end, it's about 500,000, which is not a terrible number in the middle of your season. And I would have been really interested to see what it looks like when the playoffs picked up. But you also had a Dallas Renegades squad that you were putting a lot of marketing behind. It was my team, and it was obviously the team you're going to put a lot behind because Landry Jones is the first pick, and he goes to Dallas, and Bob Stoops is the head coach, and he's the GM and coach of Dallas. Now, in the filing of the bankruptcy, I find they're filing for Chapter 11. That means that the creditors are going to try to get paid, right? Or they're going to try to pay the creditors or come up with a reorganization plan, right? Not a bankruptcy lawyer. Feel like I need to say that. But in my understanding, Chapter 7 means we're just done, right? We're not going to try to pay anybody. Nobody's getting any money. You liquidate all the assets right away. Chapter 11, you try to put forth a reorganization plan of some sort, and you try to function. But the court system, and I believe the creditors have to sign off on whatever that plan is. And any plan that doesn't involve them getting paid what they're owed, they're probably not going to support. So in the case of Bob Stoops, who is owed $1 million, I can't wait to see how this goes. Because it's not just him. Like, you have some coaches that are owed $500,000 to $600,000, right? And you have St. Louis Sports Commission who's owed some money. And you got Houston who is owed some money. Lots of people have their hands out going to Vince McMahon. As Vince McMahon also achieved making pro wrestling an essential business in the state of Florida. They went to court, they fought in court, and now they get to put on their live shows at their facilities and at Full Sail University, for which I'm going, all right, man, pro wrestling is not an essential business. Let's calm down on this. But he's not, right? Because he's Vince McMahon. He did not get to be a billionaire by not being an apex predator and not trying to find ways to get around the system and to duck people who he owes money, right? By not throwing people out once he's done with them. I want to know that Bob Stoops got a little bit of money up front, maybe for doing some commercials or maybe even for as a signing bonus, perhaps. But it ain't like Bob is hurting, right? Bob's not one of these people that is going to be without funds. It's other folks, right? Like my mom, she's hurt by this. Many of you know I bought my parents season tickets to the XFL. And when it was first, hey, we're going to suspend it and we're going to come back next year. Do you want your money back or would you like to put money toward next year as a season ticket holder? My mom said, hey, can we do the next year thing? Because I enjoyed it. I don't want to go back. It's like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, The money was already gone anyway, right? Now, everybody's going to get their money back. And for once, I'm like, man, I really wish my little piddly money could help with this, but it's not. And at a time when we needed some good news, there's some bad news. I do love, though, that this league gave players an opportunity to get back to the NFL, and many have, right? PJ Walker, among them, played outstanding football for the Roughnecks, and that was enough, right? And I believe he was becoming a star. It was fun to see Cardale Jones running around making plays, right? It was fun to see Matt McGloin just dress down his coaches and become unglued as the New York Guardians were coming off the rails, right? It was fun to see Taylor Cornelius play pro football, even as I thought perhaps you should have been going with Quentin Flowers the whole time. Seeing Jim Zorn on a sideline was fun. There were some good moments from all of this. And I don't want to dunk on it because I enjoyed it. I liked it. I know that there are going to be a lot of folks who are going, why did you ever believe in this league? This league was never going to happen in the first place. It was not going to sustain itself. Vince McMahon was going to pull his money out. Yeah, all those things are probably true. Like, I didn't trust Vince McMahon to continue to see red in a ledger and throw money at it, no matter how much he claims to love the XFL. So now we all have we all have these 47 hats. They're owed money. We have these XFL jerseys, if you bought one, which are going to be classic and relics. And this is the part I'm most excited about, right? I have an XFL hat in the studio at home. I have an XFL jersey I think it's in Laurel's closet. But anyway, it's got my last name on it, and it's got the one on it, and it's Dallas Renegades. So now I have a collector's item. It's going to be a lot of fun to just walk around with that on. People say, hey, you remember that league? I remember that league. And you know what? It was fun.